Let's beef up your copy to boost your conversions. Timestamps below, along with some other helpful links and resources, including a link to our copywriter playbook. So whether you're just getting started with copywriting and you're staring at a blank page, or you're looking to improve what you've already written, this guide is for you. Now, of course, the first step is figuring out how on earth do we format all the different things we're supposed to say to get someone to actually take the action that we're looking for. And frameworks are a great way to do this, specifically the PAS framework, or problem, agitate, solve. You can use this with pretty much any part of your marketing campaign or funnels. Sure, there's some other copywriting frameworks and formulas out there, but the PAS framework is tried and true. So it starts with a problem, and we'll go through a live example of what this looks like in an actual sales video. So starting with the problem, you just identify what's the big problem that my ideal customer is dealing with? And that's what you call out. You essentially say, hey, if you're tired of this, hey, if you're struggling with this, and you literally just say whatever the problem is. We'll go through an example in a moment. And then you agitate that problem. So you lay it on thick with how bad it is, or you acknowledge the frustration and just irritation of whatever they are dealing with in terms of trying to solve that particular problem. And then you just present your solution. You say, hey, I have this awesome thing that allows you to enjoy these results and benefits that you really want without dealing with all of these roadblocks or other things that you're currently dealing with, right? So let's go ahead, jump into one of our sales videos that's actually converting right now. And you'll see we kick things off by clearly identifying who this video is for. This is a quick 5-minute video. And then we address the problem. Now, I won't read through each little line here. You can always pause the video, timestamps to come back. But you can see here that we are calling out entrepreneurs and business owners who are having a problem running their Google ads. And the problem being they don't have enough time to run it. And then we go ahead and agitate the problem. We talk about all of the competitors and people that they're up against who have the time and have the resources. And if you can point to something to agitate the problem that's outside of themselves, it is a really good way to remove the responsibility of them not being able to solve the problem. Obviously, if you write a sales letter and say, hey, you're overweight because you're a terrible lazy person who watches Netflix all day, you're probably not going to get too many sales, right? Versus what we normally see in health videos saying, you've been lied to, or the fitness industry does this, or dietitians don't know about this secret pill or this secret ancient method, or whatever else they came up with this week, right? So that is a really fortuitous example, but hopefully that gets the point. And then we go into solve. And you can see here, we're presenting our solution. Hey, this is why we created the Google Ads Campaign Builder, so you can do exactly what all these other people are doing. So we're removing the agitation, all of a sudden saying, hey, you don't have to deal with all these roadblocks, all these problems anymore, because our solution takes care of it. And because all of those agitating issues are gone, you can solve your problem and enjoy whatever result or big benefit that you're after. And so that's the first copywriting tip, is just thinking about each part of your campaign, whether you're writing an ad, coming up with a landing page, a lead magnet idea, or just writing an email, is think about what problem am I going to talk about to grab someone's attention, of course, and build empathy and relationally connect with whoever you are targeting. Now, speaking of relationally connecting to who you are targeting, the second tip I have for you is going to be the benefit statement. So this is going to be really valuable if you've already written copy. You don't want to rewrite the whole thing, right? You're like, how do I just start making this work a little better? And that is, we need to take everything that is in our product or service and translate it into language our customers understand, and more importantly, actually care about. So our product or service is full of a bunch of features, and our customers care about benefits. So nobody cares about features, they always care about benefits. Features is what it does, and benefits is why it actually matters. Because at the end of the day, our customers only care about benefits. They don't care about all the bells and whistles. They care about what those bells and whistles in your product or service allows them to do, which is how we translate our features into something our customers care about. So here are two copywriting phrases. First, we have feature, so you can benefit, and feature that allows you to. So as an example, let's say we're driving traffic to a Facebook ads webinar. We have how to properly allocate your budget so you can, or find the right audience, calculate return on ad spend, write good ads. So if we were just making some bullet points or making a headline, how to write better ads, that's not really going to grab anyone's attention or tell them why on earth they should care. And so we use the phrase, so you can, and then we put a benefit or result that our ideal customer is after. So we go from how to properly allocate your budget to so you can maximize results with the same budget you have now. Or jumping down to the last one, eliminate those wasteful clicks and boost cost and boost CTR at the same time. So now we're tying a feature, something they're going to learn, to a tangible result that they actually want. And so when you're going through and reviewing your copy, number one, read it out loud just to make sure that it actually sounds good. But number two is to always be asking the question, so what, right? Because it's so easy to fall into the trap of just listing out all these awesome things that we're going to do for people, or all these awesome things our product does, and then forgetting to relate it back to the situation or the roadblocks or results that our ideal customers actually care about. And so using so you can and allows you to is a really quick and easy way to turn any sentence from just kind of plain old business jargon into something that is conversion ready. Now, another trick you can use, number 3 on our list here, is going to be something called a unique mechanism. And this is where you start giving unique names to specific features of your product. So here's how it works. Jumping back into our example here, instead of saying feature so you can, we're going to say mechanism so you can. So we already have our, what these could be headlines or bullet points or anything else that you want to use throughout your funnel. And then I'm going to highlight the features. So these in blue are our features, and we're going to turn them into a mechanism by giving them a name. And so here is a list of mechanisms and power words that you can use for yourself. Feel free to copy them, and link in the description to our copywriter playbook that has all of these and some more examples for you. So all we're going to do is, instead of saying properly allocate ad spend or calculate return, write good ads, find the right audience, we're going to give each one of those a name. So properly allocating your budget becomes the golden spend ratio, or finding the right audience to target becomes the secret fans method, or the ROAS squared formula, or push-pull copy formula. And these unique mechanism words, framework, method, secret, copy, little known way to, whatever you wind up using here, this is a great way to add some curiosity and intrigue around whatever you are offering. And this is a little bit creative, but you can have a lot of fun with whatever you decide to call your unique mechanisms. And the power words are just a way to add some oomph to your sentence, instead of just saying how to, or this includes this, or you're going to be able to do X, Y, Z. So putting this all together, here are our new headlines or bullet points or parts of our emails. We have leverage, the golden spin ratio, so you can maximize results with the same budget you have now. And then of course you can always come back to the slide timestamps below. I won't bore you with reading all of them out. So hopefully these first 3 have given you some ideas on how to get started with your copywriting or improve some of the copy that you already have. Now, the next one on our list is going to be story, because story is an incredibly powerful way to empathize and connect on a deeper emotional level with whoever you're trying to sell to. Now, it can be a story of struggle or success for yourself, or it could be a story of struggle or success of one of your clients, previous students, or you can tell a story of someone famous in your niche or industry. As long as you're not making up the story, it'll work and you're good to go. So when it comes to how to structure these, I like using these inside of sales letters and inside of emails. So we'll go through an email example. So in this particular instance, you'd build some curiosity with the subject line and the body preview, so we won't get in too much into that since that's more email marketing. And you actually want to start your story with a big hook. So you'll actually start at the climax. So you've probably seen this in some movies. They start at the climax or middle of the movie, and then they rewind all the way back, show you 3 or 4 days earlier. And so you're just kind of building up that anticipation. So it's the same kind of principle, except we're doing it in just a couple sentences as opposed to a full blown movie. So then you go back and you actually set the stage, right? Just like you would see in a movie. And then you progress towards that climax and present the solution to whatever that big problem was. And of course, that's your product or service. Now, that might not be too helpful just talking pie in the sky. So here's an actual email example. So it starts off with a hook, 43 minutes, 28 seconds in. My palms are starting to get sweaty. No mom spaghetti here. Up until this point, I've been calm, but I'm coming to the hard part. So we're starting at wherever the big roadblock or the big problem or agitation is. And then we go back a little bit and we set the stage so people know where on earth we are, right? And this is just a couple lines. I say, hey, I'm on my third sales call of the day, and this happens every dang time. It's just 90 seconds away. I can feel it. The question I never know how to answer. And then you go into whatever the emotional kind of struggle is. In this particular instance, how much do you charge? Gulp. Will I get it right this time? Unfortunately, most of the time I get it wrong, really wrong. And then the story moves into the solution and talking about out of this frustration, out of this pain, out of not getting the result that I was looking for, here's the unique mechanism, method, strategy, tactic, technique, solution that I stumbled across or created in order to overcome the roadblocks and the emotional frustration that was used in the hook. So hooks work really well when you can tie into a frustration that your ideal customer is dealing with, and it doesn't always have to be directly related to what you're talking about. In some of my emails, I will tie being in the principal's office in middle school to some emotional frustration that I feel in my business today, right? And while not all of us were stuck in the principal's office in middle school, we could at least relate to what that might have felt like or what that could feel like being in trouble as a little kid. So moving on, the last one we have for you here is the messaging landscape and building your own swipe file. So you can go to something like swiped.co, and there are lots of free websites out there that will actually aggregate and analyze other companies' marketing messages. And so this is just one example, of course, and I highly recommend you start creating your own swipe file so that you can read through other marketing messages and kind of get in that marketing zone. And so the more that you read other people's copy, the easier it is to understand different language patterns. And I actually do this every time I start writing our own copy. This is what one of our swipe files looks like, so you can check that out in the description. It's the exact same landing page swipe file I use every time I go to start writing a landing page. So with that, you have 5 actionable tips to hopefully get over blank page syndrome or actually start writing some copy. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you have some ideas on how to improve and get started copywriting. Comment below with your questions. Check out that link to our copywriter playbook that has a bunch of headline, bullet point, and benefit statement formulas and examples and exercises to help you get started. So hit that like button, subscribe for more marketing guides just like this one, and until the next, keep building the business you love.